the netball, we are going to play round dutch.
Oh boy, I love that.
We are going to play dodgeball.
Okay.
We are going to do tug of war. But this, we are going to have men and women and children playing the games together. So men and women and children will be playing football. Men and women will be playing netball, because we want to have an exciting thing, but as a club structure, we want to build and start from Rose Hall, because we want to make it a model that, as a community-based organization. So then after the sports part, we are going to have the donkey race. So the donkey race will start between 4 and 5, yeah? And this race will from the top road area to the community center over to the station area. And then after that, we're going to have the culture part of it. This is where now we will have Miss Brown with Lagasia dancers, resistance heartbeat drummers, Zimbu Naked Roots, groundbreakers, Sandy Bay drummers, Dixon people from, so we want to spread a wide range of so that persons can get the chance to show their talent. We have the Police Youth Club, and so on. So it will be so exciting. I can't wait for this moment. Then in the night after this, and this is free. The concert is free, yeah? But then in the night we are going to have the dance segment of it, and this will be held in the community center. So we are not going to be at the park to have the culture part, because we realize over the years, because we've been doing this now for 7 years, so we realize now over the years it always rains. So we are going into the building where we're going to have it as a concert setting. So there will be seating, and everything will be presented well. So we are going to change it and put it as something that persons can relate to.
I like the package, but before you, I have a little question to ask you. Later on, every Saturday I would ask a particular question to the audience. And up to now, nobody can tell me what my research, but it's about domino. Yes. So before you leave, you'll have to answer that question. Because every week I ask.
Yeah, that's great. Okay.
I'm really interested in terms of this cultural event, and I like the games because it's just last week I was remembering, because of course, we are national heroes.
Yes.
And I was saying, I remember the days of the hopscotch and Coopy and all of that. And it seemed to be losing somewhat. So I'm really impressed that you guys are having, we call it all these kind of a race.
Yes.
Donkey race.
Donkey race, yes. And a lot of people come out to see the donkey race.
Right. I would love to see that.
Because this is a culture that we used to have within our village, and then from the television, it take away a lot of our culture, and we move away from our culture. So then what we want our young people to see is that we can maintain our culture. Because what we want Rose Hall to be is a rural, sustainable tourism area where local persons can come, where regional people can come, and international people can come. Presently, we have our own volunteer from Italy. He's here. He came last Friday, and he's here with us with the group to teach football. So he's a professional coach from out of Italy, and he's teaching presently now on the playing field now that I'm speaking football in Rose Hall, and we are seeing a lot of youths coming out for this. So we want to. This is a new package for us. This is a new adventure, but we have seen now that we are getting respondents from volunteers to come to teach art and craft, to teach how to do the drawing and different things, music. Some want to come to play the clarinet, and all these things. So we want to develop our youths, take them off the block from being some people that they look upon as being no good, to put them to do something that is good. This is a project that we are steadily working on. And with this volunteer, he is going to develop the park and write a project to have a youth club park on the park, where youths can come and have, go to the library, they can have games there, they can have persons to talk to their mentorship and all these things. So this is a project that we're developing with the coach, and he's looking for sponsorship from out of Italy. So that is his project, so it's many things, So our thing is to make Rosal a model, after we make Rosal, then we can move on to another village where we can see what they have and try to see how we can help them in using what they have, because our package might be different, Rosal has been the highest village in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We want to use that as having a road going to South Rivers, going to Spring Village, so we want to use all those feeder roads, and we are happy that the government is doing the feeder road project now, that we can take persons, because every 3 months I get over 20 persons coming to Rosal. From Denmark. So I usually take them to the river, take them around just to see what we have to offer. I put them in people's home, they stay the weekend, people get money from it. So it's a little business for persons in the community.
I'm loving it all. I'm loving it all. But while you're speaking, I'm thinking, what has been the response from young persons within Rosal? Because it's geared towards them. So
yes.
What has been their response to that?
Yes. Well, after I've seen the response with the football, right. This Caesar doing over 20 youths on the playing field. Today, there will be a practice session in dancing for the Culture Fest, young people. Then I write some poems for some young people again to say on the Culture Fest. So it's about youth, it's about women getting involved with the churches, because I invite the churches, because I don't want this to just be, I want also persons to feel they are all part of what we are doing, because yes, it's a community-based thing, not just Rosal Drummers or Rosal Cultural and Development Organization. So the youths, they appreciate what we are doing. I can go and speak to any youth on the block. I get that respect, and I also respect what each individual, and so on. I try to teach them the truth and so on, so that we can maintain what we have in Rosal. So,
I like that. And while you say that, I mean, the whole aspect of inclusion, immediately I can recall if you said it anything about storytelling. Where does I don't like to say old folks, I like to say wise folks, because they're very the 80s, the 90s. Do you have any person within that age group who will talk about the storytelling, talk about the long time days and what used to transpire?
You know what, Domino? The president of our Domino team is 75 years old.
75?
Yes, he's the president. And there are elders who are going with us, around. So the youths, the elders, we're bridging this gap in Rosal, so that everyone will respect what everyone is doing. Now the storytelling, in our drums, in our singing, we are trying to bring the story out, through songs, because it moved to a different thing. Everybody plug up now with their headphone and so on, So what we are trying to do is to use that avenue in songs to tell them, so when we say, we culture dead, it dead, oh, we not play ring game no more, we not play maple no more, So when we sing that in our songs,
right.
they relate to it. I could imagine I go through Chateaublay, Rosebank, and all these places, and they will say, yaga, 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 foot to foot. They sing what I sing, so I feel that we are doing something not only in Rosal, but also out of Rosal, because when we go out of Rosal, they relate to what we are saying, to what we are doing, and so we are trying to teach it. We are trying to teach the truth.
Okay. I'm happy to hear it, because as you rightly said, as I call them the wise folks, because they follow it. And
yes.
You raise an interesting observation there, where these days now young people with their headphones,
yes.
plug in,
yes.
all of that. So that's why I'm really impressed that the youngsters are coming on board,
yes.
because long ago, sure you can relate to that. You would have known on the Moonlight.
Yes.
You have your ring game and the
yes.
cool peach
yes.
and all that. No, you don't hear that. it's persons now perhaps in their homes watching a movie, or youngsters on their laptop. Not that anything is wrong with that. It's all good, but it's glad to see that your organization is still being able to maintain and sustain that traditional aspect of our culture.
That's the thing. We get a package, and persons, we get two languages in St. Vincent, the English and the Creole. That is our language, and we have to respect it, right? And that is part of our culture. And as part of the Garifuna Foundation and so on, I'm a Garifuna, so I have to carry on my culture. That is what I have. That is what the Most I have given me to use. So then, when we talk about moonlight and ring games, that was Rosal. Rosal was strong. The drummers are going around every community presently now to do drum circle in the night. Okay. The last time we went to South Rivers Park Hill, we went 2 Sundays ago. But that inception was we have the Rosal Culture and Development Organization have done this throughout 2000. Every moonlight, and we take moonlight walks from Rose Hall, go round to Chateaublay, the back of Chateaublay, the Plaza area where there is no light. So all you just see in the moon is its glory shining off the bush. And we usually say, if you can't carry a woman on a moonlight walk, you're going to lose her.
I know the guys just saw that.
So we still maintain this tradition. We still, because these things is what used to keep the village together, And then, so now when we do our songs, we sing like, 2 pieces of wing bone, knock 2 together, 2 pieces of wing bone, So we still, today when we are going to play, those are things that we are going to do so that people could relate to them, because that is what we know. And then what we want to do is to bring back the people again to what we used to do, what we used to know. We are not going to throw away what we present, but then we are going to mix it and go forward, so that we can have a different package than any other country, so that when the international airport is ready and we have our culture things, we are different than what other people. So I'm not only bringing drumming, I'm bringing a village, I'm bringing a village to change, to be a model with all the different disciplines, So that's what we are trying to accomplish. We are doing it now since 2008, and it continuing, But I must say, I have to say thanks to the sponsors who keeping it,
okay.
So Star FM, we usually come on Star FM every year. Log Enterprises, Robertson's Surveyors Service Limited, Digicel is on board with us this year, Vin Show, we have also Harun Bear is on board with us. We have also inverted letters. We are talking, but careers, and so on. And we want, because this is not just a 1-year thing. This is something that we want to continue until the next generation. I've been to Venezuela, and I've been there to drum, representing St. Vincent. And we went to the school, and when we went to the school, we saw them welcoming us with some children. And we say to ourselves, they just practice for us. But when we went into the community, to a place called House of Drum, they have that tradition for when we were there for 150 years. And the same children who were in the school playing for us are in the group with big, so the tradition is passing down over 150 years. So why can't we do that? Why can't we do it here in my village, in St. Vincent? So our thing is not only for 1 year and done. No. We are going to continue until the next generation, Because what we find out, our elders, they used to play the boom drum, right? And if you come in Rosal, you can't find someone who can play boom drum. They will talk and say that they can play boom drum, but give them the drum, they can't play it. Yeah? So we recognize this, and now we see Rosebank with the boom drum, but it was Rose Hall with the boom drum, and the boom drum is this French style of drum. So then, give thanks to Nzimbu Brown. I pick up all the drummers, but I will say thanks to Nzimbu because he's the one who keep the drum and keep persons using the drum. Yeah, he's the one that we used to see and who we are seeing with the drum. And then he passes on the knowledge to us, and then we keep it up to a standard. Yeah, and now we are seeing the drum is on the move. Next week they are going to have a drum session in Richmond, where they are going to come in the Friday and leave the Sunday, where they're going to teach the drum with music sheets. You know, so people are going to learn how to play the drum with music sheets, the notes for the drum and these things. So we see the drum is moving up to another level as well. You know, so we want to maintain this and want to make sure that Rose Hall is the place where it started to push from, you know, and we are not going to light up on it because our work just started. Now that person's now knowing, it just started.
I'm really impressed by your whole presentation because, as you rightly said, I mean, you talk about how with the drummers, there are those persons who can talk about the boom drum,
yes,
they can't play. So I'm happy that you actually know on the trend to ensure, to maintain that element of prosperity, of longevity. Because
yes,
I used to look forward as a child growing up, and every time, still as an adult, I enjoy the moon.
yes.
As a matter of fact, some folks don't like it when I say, I wish Finlay could just for a second do an island-wide block out when there's a moonlight, just for persons to really enjoy. It's just like the cold part.
Yes.
I remember growing up, my niece and nephew, who they're not listening, used to be mad at me because I used to wish that the gas would finish. So I could cook on the cold pot. Because I always love the food,
Yes,
the
cold pot food.
So it's really good that you're doing this, that you're ensuring that our youngsters, and I really look forward to the day when we could have something that is considered as a cultural village.
Yes.
It's
yes.
some, as you say, with the coming downstream of the Aga International Airport,
yes,
where tourists can come and go straight to your cultural
yes,
village, where you get that kind of food. You get your dukuna,
yes,
you get the food, you see you witness the games, you witness all the tradition. That's my dream, and it's you're doing a good thing, and I'm glad that you're maintaining or ensuring that the youngsters are part of the process.
Well, that is the inception of it.
Okay.
Because when I talk about a rural sustainable livelihood project, what I'm talking about is that persons will come to Rose Hall. They will meet us when we know that they're coming. They will meet us doing our culture. So you could learn to dance the quadrille. You could learn to dance the mipole. You could learn to make a drum. You could learn to play a drum. You could learn to milk a cattle or ride a donkey. That is what I'm talking about. So we have different parts of a rural tourism. So then you can go down to the river where we have a fall, where we have our things set up there. You can go there to relax if you don't want to see anyone. You know, you can take a walk in our trails. You know, that is what I'm using. What we have, and what we have. Then what we will see. We will start to see now the young men or the farmers start to plant more vegetables because persons will want to stay and eat our local thing. They'll want to have more food, so we'll see the young men start to have ital. This, you know, we're going back. You know, we're not going to. What I'm going to advise, because I'm working at Richmond Vale, so I'm going to advise persons. Let us not use styrofoam and plastic bag and these things. Let us go back to our strap bags, or, you know, and these kind of things, so that when they come, we have something that is unique to St. Vincent, unique to Rose Hall. This is Rose Hall package, what we are doing. And so that is what I'm talking about. I say rural sustainable tourism is the people, we are not catering. Yes, we are catering for the tourists that will come on the ship, but we are catering for backpack tourists, people who will stay overnight. You know, so this is the push, but we are doing culture fest and so on to keep the group lively, so that persons will know that the group exists, you know, that the group exists. But our projects, that what we are doing in making the livelihood project, or making a drum workshop where we have all the equipments where we can build drum, or making the place where young people can come and hang out and get mentorship, and get learn to use the computer, learn to do project writing and all these things, because we want to make sure that our youth develop, because the push is the youth and women. We are not leaving anyone out.
I really like that. I really like that. And again, now you mentioned about the cultural fest again. Just remind us again, so for the persons who are listening, because I remember the last time there was that element, persons really wanted to. And I'm sure this time around, what should persons, should they just simply come down with just a pocket full of money and nothing else?
No, we have a wide range of things. We have lost our cassava and our root and all these things in Rosal, sadly. Yeah? We used to make dukuna and have dukuna for Sunday, and then make it Sunday, and then Monday morning we have it for breakfast. We are not doing that anymore. So sadly we have lost all these things. So with the culture fest and so on, we can have persons to come back again and see what we used to do. I every year make sure that we have the tapioca dumpling. And long ago they used to say tapioca dumpling is better than learning. But because it was so nice, But when persons come to Rosal, we start at 10 a.m. with the sports, the cricket, the netball, the football, the rondage, the dodgeball, tug-of-war. Yeah? And with these participants, they will play the first prize for $300, second prize $2, and third prize $100. We will not give the prize until the night when we have the fest. So we are expecting persons to stay until the fest. Yeah, and then when we have the culture part, we are going to have Miss Brown and Lagasia dancers. She might bring the different dancers, but she's coming. And then with resistance heartbeat drummers, Sandy Bay Boom Drum. We have in Police Youth Club. So we have an excited package. We'll have food on sale. I'm not going to say that we are going to have all the indigenous food, because we know we have lost most of our indigenous food in Rosal, because our young people is not they're into cancals and different things. So, and we have to change that, and that is the push, because with Caesar, he's going to also teach nutrition, so we are going to have, on Wednesday, we are going to have a meeting with the community to introduce him and see what he's going to do and so on. So, we are very busy, but our busyness is for our community and to help to develop our community. Yeah, and because our aim, Frank, is to make Rosal a model. Yeah, I must say thanks to Bella. Yes,
I hope she's up.
I give her moringa, so she should be up.
Okay.
So, because she's who started us. I mean, when I say started us, when she taught me in school when I was in infants 1 and 2, so she teach me how to sing, and she teach me different things, so how to be a culture man, so from that teaching and grooming, I just follow that path and so on. So this is my passion, this is what I want to do, and this is the focus, and I'm happy that I have members. So we big up Walton and Gilroy, Leticia, my wife, because she go to sleepless nights sometimes because I'm out there always busy, so I must big up my wife, so that, because we have to keep this going, because we don't want to leave and pass on and our thing dead. We want to leave it with our generation, because our forefathers, we see the boom drum and what happened to the boom drum. We don't want to leave this Rosal Cultural Development Organization die and then nobody to continue. So that is why we are teaching young people to be leaders as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're encouraging persons on the fort to, if they can, to spend the entire day, and of course, and for those who can, perhaps make sure that you're done for the festival.
The fest. So. And that night it will be an eclipse. Yeah, lunar eclipse. Yeah. So that night it's full moon. It's full moon.
You don't have to be the on the 20.
Yes, it's full moon. So I'm asking and encouraging people to come out and support the Rosal Culture and Development Organization. Let us build a community that is full of culture so that it can be a model. I'm also asking for those persons who might want to be a part to sponsor us. You know, Venezuelan embassy been there with us all the time, so I forget to mention some Venezuela. Yeah? But we are open to anyone who want to help us in making this dream a reality. Yeah, we are open.
Let's see. Before let's see if we have someone on the line wish to talk to you. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Frank.
Hi, greetings. How are you?
Frank,
Yes.
I'm listening. I'm very jealous.
You are. Well, you can be on the phone.
My parents used to have those things in kittens, you know.
Yes,
Right?
that's what I was telling them. I reflect.
Like games like they can we used to start on over murder, we all up the road and
Right.
and the one with the stone from an eagle, all them things they
Nice.
with Mark one.
Nice.
But he died, so I hope that will come back.
No, well, it just take a person like you who know it and put it into, your community. And Rosal Culture and Development Organization is always willing to come out to your community and help you. So if you can just call us and say we are going to have a culture thing, we would like you to be there, and we will be happy to come and help you.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Amy. All right, thanks. And that's what I was telling you, because I even remember a church, once in church, almost once a month on the Moonlight, we used to have a social event. And it's just that.
Yes.
I grew up with that. So every now and then, if the listeners hear me always reflecting on those traditions, because I grew up on that.
Yes.
And I've learned that I can balance it. You could have the modern day technology thing, but you need that old time. I can't announce anyone copy ready or,
No.
or anything of that sort.
Our children don't have that in. Sometimes, well, I usually say from 79 we lost our culture. But since the volcano erupted, then yes. the people who born after 79 is another generation. We lost our culture. So I can go back to the persons from 79 and say to them, let us get our ring games. Let us do it at Park, because Park is in Rosal is the mecca for the culture. There's where we used to have the ring game. There's used to have the koopy. We play a lot of bushel, a lot of hopscotch, and all these things in Park, and so on. So I can go there no, and say, let us do it, and you will hear all the songs. The Man in the Moonlight, Planting Potato, you will hear all the songs, and so on. And I'm very happy that the Most High blessed me with this knowledge, because I've seen the maypole, I've seen the boom drum, and I can now, Most High is using me now to just impart it to younger people in our village who have never seen. And, my maypole dancers, my daughter is the one who is leading, 16 years old, and the rest are younger than her. I up to 8 years, and they can dance the maypole without a mistake, and so on, because that they're learning, and when you put it in the young people, that this is a generation that will keep it. Yes, a good investment. So that's why we are doing the Culture Fest every year, so that persons can see, and that they can make a living from. We can have a singer, or we can have someone with the coaching that we are doing, a footballer, someone who can come out from our village that we can say, yes, this is a product from Rosal. We have seen Borchum Stapleton come out, Elgin Richards, and all of these cricketers, come out. So we need to make more. Rather than they saying, oh, they are on the block smoking, or they are, we want to have them doing productive things with their minds, making Rosal a model, because Rosal is a tight community. Oh, I will say a little history. Let me just say a little history. We have so the Stapleton, the Williams, the Richards, the Samuel, the Ferdinand, they are Scottish. But the Stapleton, there were only 2 Stapleton, and they are runaway slaves from St. Kitts Nevis. And they come to Rosal. And when you trace back these Stapletons, they go back to Ghana from the Ashanti tribe. So it's a history. They're resilient people. Yeah? So they are the ones who used to maintain what happened in Rosal. So if you come to Rosal, majority of the people are Stapleton. So that's why they don't say, don't take nobody from Rosal, because they could marry their people.
That's the one.
Yes. So, but our people used to maintain what we have. There used to be a root factory down at the river. We are maintaining that. There used to be a sugar mill out at Padmira. We still have the turbines there. We are going to maintain that, because those things are history. Those things are what we're going to use to get what we need. So we just have to know the history of our place and just use the history of our place. And impart it to the youth.
On that note, I mean, this is richness, for want of a better term at the moment, but it's really rich stuff. In terms of documentation, I don't know if it has been done or if there's any plan in terms of documenting where one can go in a local bookstore, for example, and pick up a listing of ring games with the words, the games, the traditional games with the directions, or so to speak, how you go about. Is there such a method, perhaps from your organization, could undertake with sponsorship?
Yes, with sponsorship, we can do it, because I've just developed a project just with that, to put in document our local things that we have in Rosal that is unique to Rosal. Okay. I've sent it out to a partner of mine, Frederick. He's in Martinique. He came to visit me because he saw us on the website, so he came just to visit me to see how different our Creole is and so on from Martinique and so. And I sent the project to him to say, because he's working with these kind of things, for us to have it, to document our ring game songs, our quadrille songs, how to make tukuna, how, put these things in writing, our things that we have that is unique. I take our visitors that come in the night to Hunter Manico. They have never seen that.
I have never done that. And you know, visitors that opportunity. Whoa, I've never done
and then go down to the river and catch a lobster in the night.
I've never done that.
Right? So these are things that are unique to us. So then let's use it, and give and make money from it. Because they have to pay you to see that.
Yes.
So that is what we are talking about. We don't have to, killing ourselves behind one cash crop. We have many ways of making opportunity for ourselves. So then in most I say, use what you get to get what you need, because there are always a handful of corn on the mountain. So then most children will never stay hungry. So then I just say to them, if anyone come to St. Vincent and when they talk to me and they say, Sally, I meet a guy grunting me, I say to them, they are not hungry. You can't hungry in St. Vincent. Anyone say they're hungry, they're lying. You can go to the bush and dig a yam, and then go to the sea and catch a fish, go to the river and make a pot. You have a coconut. Just like that. Yeah. You can't hungry.
I like that. That's why I think the people by marriage. But nowadays, you mentioned, interestingly, I noted the website. Do you have a website?
We have a website.
Please share.
Okay, so I will share.
That's important.
It's very, very important, because we do a lot of work on our Facebook page and all these things, because we want to get our culture out there and promote St. Vincent as a whole. Yeah. So our mail is rosaljamas@hotmail.com. Our website is rosalculturalhub.wix.com/jammers.
Just go over that again.
So is Rosal Cultural Org. wix.com/drummers. And if you go on our website, you will see most of everything that we are doing on our website. Because what we are aiming to do is not only to promote Rosal, but to promote St. Vincent and Grenadines as one of the #1 destination, and also to help our youths. So that is why I'm appealing to all these donors that one-time thing that you will see Rosal come and say, we have but to promote many things that we are doing different. We are working with one of the #1 program. I have just sent in the project to the Yes program, and Phil called my kill me. Yes. but then, this is something we talk about openly, and he asked me to write a project for him, and he sent it. Receive good things. So then this is what we are doing so that we can help to develop our youths throughout St. Vincent and Grenadines, because I'm passionate about it, and I'm thinking that we are to help the youths because they are our future, and if we can pass on our knowledge to them, it will continue throughout many generations.
Well, sorry, I was a little distracted because
I know.
I'm here looking at your listeners, looking at the website as you speak and looking at it. And it's important because, of course, Star Radio transcends the boundaries of the region to international. So, of course, there are persons who are listening in terms of via the net at this time. So it's really important that you have such a medium. I'm happy to know because many organizations sometimes it would have been unfair if you did not have a website to promote such a good event. But definitely, I like what I'm hearing, and my good friend from Kittle says she's jealous because you're really bringing back fun memories to these persons who really grew up in that. Because I grew up in Kittles, that's my hometown, and it used to be very close knitted because growing up as a child, every Saturday night or every time there's something happening. It's not about TV. No, it's about having. I even remember cricket in the road. Yes, I used to play cricket in the road. But it's always good, as I say. I like that because I've always feel that the traditional brings people together. It unites people together. It's just like, that's why I ask about the storytellers, the older folks, the wiser folks. Because it's always good for them to talk about the long time days. I love hearing long time days story. I really do. It give you that sense of belonging. So I'm really hoping that at some point we will see coming out from your organization something very documented that transcends beyond the boundaries of service.
Yes, so that is the move. That is why we have wrote this project to my good friend, and for him to see how he can help us from his end, because he come to ask how he can help us, and so on. But not only that, we also have honored our great people before us. So our first honoree was Miss Anesta Rodney. Yes. Then we have honored Bella. We also honored Mr. Samuel. He is the last boom drum player in Rosal. From the era that boom drum was on high. Our boom drum used to go to different communities to play for competition and win. with the flute. And so, with this website that we are doing is so that we can help to promote what we are doing, because as I'm saying, it is not just a one-day thing that I'm talking about. It's a lot of work, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of going around different places, a lot of talks, but then we are sticking to our goal and what we are trying to achieve for our families, for our children, for Rosal, for North Leeward, for St. Vincent and the Grenadines as a whole, you know, because we recognize, as I said before, that with the flow of the international airport, we are not going to cater, we are going to cater. That is why we plant the fruit trees, because we want to have more fruits, so that the youths will have the fruits in their lifetime to sell, maybe send to America instantly, you know. So we're encouraging this. I've gone round throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines to every school in Richmond Vale to plant a moringa tree, to plant a fruit tree, you know. So we have won the Trilympics as being the smallest island to rally the most schools in all of the United Nations, and that's a big honor, and that was done by me, you know. So I'm serious when it comes to the development of our youths, of our women, and of St. Vincent as a whole, you know. So I'm not just talking, if I go to Adona, I'm not just talking, oh, we are going to do Culture Fest. No, it's more than Culture Fest, you know. It's more. The Canary have just called me on Friday, and they asked, how can we help you, you know, and so on. So this is what we are promoting, our rural sustainable tourism. This is the whole wide thing that we are doing. So our youths will benefit, our women will benefit, the males will benefit, and the benefit will spread throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Yeah? So we are not only Rosal based. No, we are far beyond that. Because if there are 7 billion people in the world, and we can get 1 million person to like us.
And your website says it all.
Yes.
Of course, there's an opportunity for persons whenever you visit the website, how you can help. So persons have that opportunity, whether through spreading the word or whether through volunteerism or internships.
Yes.
Encouraging listeners to, of course, check it out, the website, and see how. And of course, again, as we wrap things up, remind us of April 14th, where April 4th, where families in particular. And I always love to really promote the family. And where families can be and where they should spend the day, including Frankie.
Yes, so on the 4th of April, this will be a fun day for families, for individuals who want to come and see a Rosal. Walk with your jacket, might be cool.
I love it. I love that part.
But you can come and you will see that we are trying, what we are trying to do is to build a family, as Frank might say, and also to build the club structure of having people together, you know, where people can interact and where people can, you know, impart their knowledge at the same time. So we're having sports, and we're having football, cricket, netball, rum dodgeball, tug of war. So it's a fun thing, yeah? And so then we are going to have the donkey race. And the donkey race is from Top Road to over New Village, the school area, that's what we call it. And in the afternoon now, in about 5 o'clock, we start the culture package, where we have Miss Brown and her dancers. We have Resist Heartbeat. We'll have persons from Rosal Police Youth Club, you know, and all these. And then in the night, we'll have a dance so that we can try to raise funds. But everything else is free, you know, and so on. So you can come and so on. There will be food selling, but I told persons to do indigenous. I'm not too sure because we have, as I said before, we have lost a lot of our cassava. We used to have ferry making and so on, but we don't anymore. So that is something that we can look into with the farmers, you know, and so on. So we have this package, and we really want persons to come and support us, because we do this every year, and this is our 7th year we are doing it, you know, and we would really like that persons who can help us with sponsorship also to call us, you know. My number is 4332827 or 4931674. You know, you can call me and say, I want to get involved, or call me and say, I want to sing a song, you know, or call me and say, I want to bring a team, you know, it's open for everyone, because we want this to be not only Rosal thing, it's St. Vincent thing. We want this fest to go as big and as far, you know, and so on. Thanks to the ministry, we asked them to support us with some chairs, so that for the center and so on. So, You know, we want this to be very good package so that persons may come again. You know, and so on. So that is.
I'm going to be there. I'm going to. And before you leave here, every Saturday I would ask the listeners, when people play domino, why is it, listeners, we have the right person in the studio, you have to, why the beating of the table? Listeners, every weekend you could tell him this back there. Why is it you have to?
I think for me, it's because the game is so sweet. You know, I say sweet. That the emotion of the partner playing a good card for you, that you want to express how good it is. You know.
So it has nothing to do. Is it about that?
No, well, someone might explain it differently.
So what are you telling me? If I'm playing a game of domino, I can't play silent game.
You can play silent game,
okay.
But then at the time when you know that you're on top and know that the partner plays such a good game that you're going to express it.
Patterson, it was really truly a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Studio, and definitely we at Star will continue to be one of the forerunners, of course, in promoting the activity. It's always a pleasure having you in studio, and we will do our part to make sure that we assist your organization where necessary. And I am going to be up in almost everything on the phone of people. I want people to go on your website and see me on the donkey.
That will be nice. Maybe we might have a donkey for you to because that is what we want to do.
I am coming on the phone, so I have my donkey reserved. It's always a pleasure. And from all of us, all the best with you and your executive and on the wonderful job that you're doing and continue to do.
Yes. Let me say thank you also for having me, and it's always a pleasure to come to Star and see what we are going to do and what our group is about. Thanks to the persons who are supporting us throughout the years, and thanks to our families, because they also are important to us, because it's a lot of nights, a lot of days. Tomorrow I'm going home in the morning, you know.
There we go.
And thank also to our friends who rally behind us. You know, we can take a lot of people anywhere, you know, because as I said before, it is not just a group, it's a village. So when we move as a village, and so on. So that's the difference between us and a group, because we have a village behind. So I must say thanks to Rosal for having, you know, the Rosal Cultural Development Organization to impart what we want to do and be a part of what we want to do, you know. And I must say thanks to all our sponsors, you know, who have been behind us, you know, and persons who are calling us to play for them. We are always available. You know, we play for funerals also, you know, rightly, you know, and so on. We have a good drumming, you know, section. And the police invite us to play for dominoes, so let's see.
The police later on?
No. We play at Glen later on.
Okay.
But we get the challenge from the police to play sometimes, so let's see.
I know some listening, I hope they're not on the team. Shout out to some you're not on that team. But Patterson, once again, thank you very much and all the best in your endeavors.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be there. Thanks.
Well, there you have it, folks. A wrap an interview with our special guest for today on the Energy Zone, the brother Selwyn Patterson from the Rosal Cultural Development Organization. Remember to support their events, and of course, the biggest event coming up on April 4th is the Cultural Fest. Be a part of it.
We're ready for the road. Talk Tires. Get your Talk Tires at Careers Automotive Department. Now in stock, we have your Performance Precision Power Tires. Talk Tires. We have a wide assortment of sizes for SUVs, cars, and trucks. Come in now and get your Talk Tires at Careers Automotive Department. Talk Tires. Performance Precision Power Tires. On Saturday, March 21st, the Unity Little Party East Kingstown Constituency Council will hold its candidates election meeting from 5 p.m. at the Peace Memorial Hall. Registered members of the ULB East Kingstown Constituency Council are asked to be on time for the candidates election meeting at 5 p.m. at the Peace Memorial Hall. Let's continue to keep the fire burning. This Sunday, March 22nd, the Unity Little Party North Windward Constituency Council holds its candidates election meeting at the Sandy Bay Secondary School from 3 p.m. All registered members of the ULB North Windward Constituency Council are invited to this very important meeting. This Sunday, North Windward, it's your turn. Candidates election for the Unity Little Party. And remember, win that turn back.